What's going on, people, and welcome to the Blue Steel Podcast Show. I'm your co-host LV Live, along with my co-host Jeff. Jeff, what's going on, my man?
Not much, man. Little time off for the summer and everything, but football's here and we back in full swing. So
That's right, football is back, people. I'm glad you said that, Jeff. But people, if you can, please hit us up at bluesteelshow@gmail.com if you have any questions, statements. Also, too, hit that like, share, subscribe button right there on our site right there, and just hit us up. Let us know what you think about the show, and please share, the show with other people, with friends that you know, to kind of get us the buzz that we need. But that's pretty much it. But let's get straight to it. First and 10, Jeff. My man Melo is not looking like Melo. He's actually, being outspoken about how he's being treated and how he's, my opinion, being personally blackballed from the NBA based on his interview that he just had with Stephen A. Smith during this week. What do you think about that, Jeff?
it's really cool to see him do that. First off, just to kind of put his own narrative out there. I think that he was just being real, like being very honest about how he felt about everything. Um, I one big thing, man, I've heard people saying he's not good enough to be. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I feel the same way he does. And you pointed out just a second ago, man, like there's 30 teams in the NBA. There's 15 people on the roster. There's not 450 people walking the face of earth is better than Carmelo Anthony for him to not be in the league. So there has to be something else behind it. Now, part of it is him, initially not wanting to, he was a superstar, man. He's averaging 20, I think 25 points a game, 24 points a game for his career. Whatever about the playoff success, he's been a scorer his entire career. So it's hard to do that and get regulated to a role coming off the bench. Things about communication that he mentioned, etc. But some of that's him. But beyond that, at this point, it's more than that. And I'll let you touch on that since you mentioned it earlier and before the show as well. But I agree 100% with you. It's more than basketball, like you said. It's more than just on the court. But I definitely, shoot, man, I feel my Lakers should sign him. You know what I mean? We got an open roster spot. Bring him in. If he don't want to accept the role, but be honest and open with him, then you get rid of a person like that, like anybody else. But man, I'd take Melo in the second because it's gonna be 4 or 5 games a year, including maybe in the playoffs. So he's gonna drop 20, 25. So I'll take that. As opposed to people you don't know about. You know what you're gonna get with Melo. You get a guy to put in the bucket. So but I'll let you touch on the other parts that you mentioned earlier because I 1,000% agree with you on that.
Well, it's kind of sad to see this happening. The hardest thing to do is to kind of see a rising star, a bona fide superstar, bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer on the decline of his career. And I think in a lot of ways, there's a lot that comes into this. They're saying that, he didn't want to come off the bench. They're saying all these excuses. But what I think is that the NBA is kind of tired of that whole banana boat crew. The banana boat crew people being LeBron, Carmelo, Chris Paul, and Dwayne Wade. You guys got to pay attention to the writings on the wall. The writings on the wall is that they're getting sick and tired of these guys pretty much running the NBA. And what I mean by running the NBA is LeBron has set the precedence. Like, he has pretty much let the younger players know the owners don't run the league, you run the league. The league goes as the players go. And I think maybe outside of baseball, the NBA players are the strongest union probably in sports.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
And that is led by pretty much by LeBron. LeBron sets up the contracts. He pretty much holds the owners and the GMs in the chokehold. Listen, I'm here for 2 years. That's that. If you don't line me up with somebody, I'm out. Pretty much you saw that happen with Kawhi Leonard this year. So now, in a lot of ways, the owners don't like that. You saw the GM from Cleveland come out and make statements about LeBron, how it was it was pretty much terrible working with LeBron. You had him come out and say that. You have a lot of people and a lot of players who don't like Chris Paul because he's the president of the Players Association, if I'm correct, Jeff.
Yeah, he is. He is
Um,
right now. And
so
LeBron's vice president. Yeah.
right, and so those guys are pretty much running the show. D Wade just retired, so those owners want those guys out because what they've done is they've given all the young players coming up, Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis. We'll get to him in a second. They've given those guys the blueprint on how to run this league, um, and the owners don't like that. Even the way that they saw LeBron and his crew, which we know he did, muscle AD's way out of the Pelicans and into LA. That was a total LeBron move. He did that with his crew. And
Well, I'm gonna not to cut you off.
nah, go.
I don't like using the word crew, man. Again, that brings connotations of race into it. Rich Paul is running Clutch Sports. He's the agent. No, I'm not saying that they're not a unit. I'd rather use the word unit. I like that better. Not to like try to dissect your words. Your words are important.
Absolutely.
But I agree 1,000% with you. I was going to touch on that if you didn't hit it. They hate that even more because Rich Paul, who coincidentally just had Draymond Green sign that extension with Golden State Warriors, so that's cool for him. But they changing the game, man. We talked about this a few times. They're literally LeBron. That's the thing. That's why his impact is going to be so much bigger than somebody like Michael Jordan to me, in terms of what he does off the court. Like MJ was like, "This is for me. I'm doing this. I'm the greatest." LeBron's like, "Nah, we bringing everybody. Well, not everybody, but we bringing. Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all how this is done. Like you said, the blueprint of how this needs to be done. Now, everybody is not LeBron, but you can still control your own narrative, which is what they're doing, and they hate that. Like, I mean, a lot of racial connotations there, man. Like, most of these ball players are black. All the owners, except for Jordan, are white. I mean, you have some other. They're not all white, excuse me, but overwhelming majority are. So there's a lot there, man, which we can't really get into. But man, you're absolutely right, man. But I love what they're doing, man. They got to keep doing it and changing the game. Hopefully, these younger guys like AD and all that, they learn that, and they have the success on the court, which allows you to control things off the court, which is huge. So.
Right. Listen, you're absolutely right, man. I apologize for calling them crew. You are right. They are a unit. That is his business partner. That is his brother. They're very, very close. So you're absolutely right. But all this spills over into Melo because he's part of that unit. And the owners are looking for a way to get him out of there because they can't wait for the day that LeBron leaves because they're getting tired of it. They're getting tired of him. They're getting tired of Chris Paul.
Right.
So Melo's just dealing with the heat that's coming from that. Even how he said the owner came in and told him, said, "Listen, we don't need your services anymore." You know, Melo deserves more than that.
Right.
For who he is and for what he's done in this league, he deserves more than that. But they treat him like that because, believe it or not, they're looking at him as being part of LeBron's unit. So this is how we're going to treat you. What saved Dwayne Wade, my opinion, was he had Pat Riley. He did so much for that Miami Heat organization that Pat Riley had to do that for him. But they couldn't wait. They couldn't wait for him to leave neither.
Right.
So
take the tour and get him out of here.
Right. So so I think that's what's happening to Melo. It's sad, but that's the truth. I think a great landing spot for him would be Golden State. I think he'll be great for that second unit, especially while Klay Thompson is out, to have some offensive stability and bringing some potent power coming off the bench. I think Melo will be a solid guy coming off the bench, contributing at least 10 to 12 points a game, and like you said, maybe sporadically coming out and going off for 30 points a night, something like that. You know what I mean? I think he can do that. He's got the skill set, but he is truly, truly being blackballed, Jeff, and it's sad to see.
It is, man. It is. It reminds me kind of AI to a certain extent. Iverson, when he kept bouncing around a little bit at the end of his career. So hopefully Melo gets picked up somewhere, man. That would be a good spot, Golden State would. I didn't think about them. I'm just being selfish. I just want them to come to the Lake Show. So, but that could definitely help them. for sure. We'll see. We'll see what happens with him, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, people, we're moving on. 2nd and 5. And if you guys don't know, like Jeff said, it is football season, which is my favorite time of the year. Training camps are starting up. It's a lot of great stories in the background, and we're just super excited. Jeff, I think my Giants can get in at 9-7, Jeff. 9-7. That's what I'm going with. We gonna sneak in, Jeff.
Wow. Okay. We all went 3-13 last year, right? Something like that.
Yes.
That'd be a big jump. It's everybody. That's the thing you gotta say about football. Football makes you believe at the beginning of the season you got an opportunity, which I mean, it's true. Injuries, different things happen. Chemistry, team chemistry too. Just for both our franchises, getting rid of people they felt were bad for chemistry. We talked about that recently. I try not to make no prediction. I think the Steelers are gonna do better than what people think. I have a good whatever we're kind of slept upon or looked down or kind of overlooked. We tend to do better. Kind of, I don't know what that mentality is. Like, oh, we're gonna show you kind of thing. I don't know, but I think we're gonna have a pretty good year. I'm excited for it. It's a new chapter. Moving past people that don't want to be there. See you later, and we keep it moving. So I'm definitely excited for the year. So.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think that you got Kansas City on the rise. I think the Patriots are going to take a step back this year. The Jets look stacked and loaded, Jeff. I mean, they look good. I mean, even the draft picks they made, Quinlan Williams out of Alabama, he's right next to Leonard Williams on that D line. I mean, they're going to be ferocious. Jamal Adams. Then you have Le'Veon back there. Then you have Sam Darnold. And you just gotta add maybe another weapon on the outside. And the Jets are dangerous out there. You got to watch out for them because I think Sam Darnold, you give him weapons, and I think he could be a legit quarterback.
Should be your quarterback.
Yeah, you know what? I'm happy with Saquon. I'm not even going to sit here and say that we should have. Of course, the smart.
Now you got Jacobs.
Right, man. Look, Jeff. What are you trying to do here, man? What are you trying to just get the sledgehammer and slam it on my heart? Look, I get it, all right.
Saying,
hey, look, I get it. We should have picked Haskins. I know that. That was a bad move. But we said that, right? It's to the NFL, similar to the NBA. It's an inside job, right?
Yep, we talked about that.
Right.
Yep.
So I get it. But the league is exciting this year. I'm super excited because I feel like there's so many teams out there that really have a chance. The Ravens, I like their offense with Lamar Jackson.
Really?
I do, man. I do. I think they were solid last year with him back there. Give him a little bit of time, man. Hey, listen. I like him.
He's not an NFL quarterback.
Hey, listen. Hey, Jeff. If I'm correct, they made it to the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah, they did. But so here's what's you remember RG3 had a great rookie year.
Yeah,
too.
But Jeff, he's not running all the time like RG3. RG3.
Did you see what Harbaugh said though? He said bet the over on whatever. There was a stat they threw at him in training camp. Now it could be tongue in cheek, but he said whatever the most running attempts are, bet the over. Talking about Jackson. I'm like, well, I'm gonna bet the over that he gets hurt. And
right.
Make it the whole year too.
Right.
Say this is not college, man. It's
no,
Louisville.
And to your point, RG3 found that out. But I think they'll be smarter with that. I'm super excited to see how Kyler Murray looks with that offense with the Cardinals and Cliff Kingsbury offense. That's tailor-made for a guy like Kyler Murray. I'm excited to see how that works out. It's just a lot of storylines, man. So I'm just excited about football being back. It's just an exciting time, Jeff. I mean, I can't wait.
Yeah, it always is, man. That's what the NFL's about. Like you said, everybody has hope right now. Till the real games start about a month or so. Everybody feels like they can do something. So we will definitely see.
All right, people. So now we're gonna move on to 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1, and Jeff, we're gonna stay with the shield in the NFL, and we got 2 angry running backs, one in Dallas and one in California. Melvin Gordon and Zeke. Jeff, First, Jeff, how about this? Let's start with Zeke. The Cowboys go nowhere if they don't sign him. I don't even care. Look, Dak is Dak, but Zeke is what makes that engine go. That old line is built for Zeke. Zeke is the reason why Dak is able to do what he does because he brings that balance. If they don't pay him and they have a guy like Alfred Morris, a journeyman running back there who they just signed, Jeff, they're crazy. That's just my opinion, and they're in my division. I'm just saying that they better sign that boy, Jeff.
He deserves his money, but here's the thing: if I'm the Cowboys, I'm not giving it to him. We all, we both pro player all the time, but if I'm Dallas, I'm like, you got 2 more years left. I got to sign my quarterback, and we got to get Cooper signed. I don't know anything about where they are in the salary cap and all that stuff. But in my head, I'm like, look, man, you just met with the commissioner like 2 weeks ago about you being a knucklehead in the summer, plus the other 5, 6 other things that you've done since you've been in the league, only 4 years, counting this year. So if I'm Dallas, I'm like, chill, man. You got to wait in line. Now, I agree. His Prescott's completion percentage with him, play action, they need him. He's their offense. But if I'm Dallas, he ain't getting no money this year. Because technically, this is a huge thing with NFL and the players union. They totally screwed the young players in their negotiations because they can basically hold these guys for 6 years when they're first round picks. It might be 7 actually because they do the 50 option and franchise them. It's ridiculous.
Right.
You never get out your first contract for real.
Right.
So, but beyond that, if I'm Dallas, I'm not giving him the money just because of all the knucklehead stuff he's done. Plus, you got to sign your quarterback. He don't deserve no trade. He don't deserve nothing like Aaron Rodgers money. But you got to re-sign him, and you got to keep Cooper. Cooper's record with with him, I think they was 7-1 since he went to the team.
Right.
Or 6-2.
Right. Something like that.
The one game they lost was the first game, if I'm not mistaken, that he got there. So you got to understand just the pecking order. Not that he don't deserve it, but from Dallas, I'm not giving him the money either. It's a tough one because what you going to do if he just holds out?
Right, because he
got to come back though, or he'll lose one of his eligibility years. I saw that somewhere. I don't remember the date.
Right.
But yeah, if I'm him, I'm not coming till right before. I'm gonna just sit out the preseason. That's it.
Right. I hear you, man. I totally agree. Your points are valid, man. I just think that in order for the Cowboys to be what they want to be, they need him back there. Alfred Morris is not Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is they're going to see their record drop, and then they're going to start second guessing about Dak Prescott. And so all this stuff's going to happen, but the balance, you need balance. They need each other.
Right.
Dak is not Tom Brady. Dak is not Aaron Rodgers. Dak is not some of these top tier guys that we're going to talk about later. Like, he's not that. So right. Zeke is actually on a higher tier than him. Cooper is actually a great wideout, but you need the quarterback in order to make you that. Cooper will put up huge numbers if he was with Drew Brees or something like that. You know what I mean? If he was out there, even if he was with Mahomes out there, he would put up huge numbers. But in order for Dak to be what he is, he needs Zeke. Zeke doesn't need Dak. Dak needs Zeke because he brings the balance. I honestly, it's a lot of decisions they're gonna have to make in Dallas because I put it to like this: if Zeke doesn't come back and they start off like 2-5 or something like that, they're gonna have to make some choices. They're just gonna have to, and they're gonna have to ask themselves, who's more important to this franchise? Is it this type of quarterback or is it this running back? So I don't know, Jeff, but we got to go out west. Melvin Gordon is demanding a trade. From the Chargers. Phillip Rivers said, hey, man, look, we got pretty good running backs here, so that's basically a slap in Melvin Gordon's face.
Absolutely.
But in all honesty, that team is stacked and loaded, man. They got a lot of weapons on offense and on defense. And so he's kind of in a no-win situation. He's not in Zeke's situation, because they can.
Zeke.
Excuse me?
He's not Zeke.
No, he's not. He's not Zeke. But even he's not in that type of situation to where the team is stacked without him. Like, they're legit on both ends. So they
Offense
could
isn't built around
right.
Gordon.
Exactly.
Like
So
Dallas it is. So
right. So I don't know, man, Jeff. I just think that this is a bad move by him. His agent is giving him a little bit of bad advice, man.
that's a tough one, man. I mean, like he deserves more money than he's making. But you're right, man. He's not gonna. He's not Zeke level. Zeke put Zeke on any team, he's pretty much gonna dominate. Let's see us have a horrible offensive line. Gordon is good. He's not saying he's not good. It's just they can find other people to do what you do to a certain extent, you know. And you're right, man. I don't know the end of that. You know, like when your quarterback says, "We got other running backs," like that's, and he smacked him twice in the face with that. Like that's,
right.
I don't even know how you even, like, I'm not even talking to you. If I come back, I'm done talking to you. We just working together. You know, like that's kind of crazy. Like I'd rather you not say nothing than say something like that. Like, oh, we got other cats that can do that. You know, basically. So, kind of crazy, but yeah, man, I don't see this Gore situation ending too well because it seems like they're like, all right, dude, you just going, you know, just we'll see you whenever, kinda.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, it's crazy, man. But you know, he's gonna have to figure it out because this is where he's gonna kind of get strong armed into, you know. But you know what? When he starts missing those game checks, you know, I think he'll make a decision quick.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't get. They got other people that is capable. So that's a tough call on that one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I think
I'm kind of stuck too. He's just gonna have to fold, man. He's gonna have to fold and come to camp. That's just what he's gonna have to do. Get his numbers up, get a trade, and get up out of there. You know what I mean? Or become a free agent and leave. That's just what he's gonna have to do. He's not in a situation there like Zeke is. I mean, especially with the team being so good, they can put somebody in there to get two backs who can pretty much bring the balance. And Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. He has a lot of weapons on the outside as well. So they're legit without him. So they're okay. They got a great coach on an up and coming who I love. So
I like him a lot too.
Yeah, man. So they're legit, man. I'm not even. I don't know. Like he's just making a bad decision right now. So, but all right, people, we're getting to the end of our show. Thank you for joining us once again. Please hit us up at bluesteelshow@gmail.com. bluesteelshow@gmail.com. 4th and goal. Jeff, you sent me something, my man, right here for the top tier players, or shall I say quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
And we have Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, Andrew Luck, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, and Russell Wilson. Jeff, I like the list, but hey, man, a couple of guys got to come off of here. I don't agree. I don't think Big Ben is top tier anymore, and I don't think Andrew Luck is top tier. I think the guy they're missing on this list is Jared Goff. I think he's on the uprise, especially with the team going to the Super Bowl last year. I think he's definitely top tier, Jeff.
So Goff and Mahomes. So again, this is what they rated as the top tier quarterbacks, like you just said. Goff and Mahomes. I feel you got to give me one more year for me to put you in the top tier. Mahomes had a historic season. Like if he does that one more time, he's like the best quarterback in the league. Like, if he does that this year, he's the best quarterback in the league. He throws 50 touchdowns, and again, he's the best quarterback in the league. Especially after people got tape on him for a whole offseason. But because they're so young, I can definitely see why you put Mahomes there just because of his year. But again, that was his first year in the league. Goff, I don't feel is there yet. He had a great season, but they showed a lot of vulnerability, especially in the Super Bowl. They looked terrible. Him and his coach, who everybody loves and wants to hire just because somebody worked with them or he's seen you in their life. Like 5 people got jobs this year because of that.
Right.
and which is ridiculous. The but I will, so those two I would hold off. If you're not gonna put Ben in there, why is Philip Rivers there? He ain't never done nothing in his career except choke in playoffs. So
Right.
I would disagree with you on that. I would think Ben is there. I don't think Philip Rivers has ever been top tier. I think he gets a lot of passes. They're like, oh, this and that. I mean, there's times when a lot of guys don't have everything rolling together for them. I mean, there's not many quarterbacks, period, that can carry. They say carry a team, but it's a little ridiculous because you only play one side of the ball. So quarterbacks get a lot. I think they get too much credit sometimes. Obviously, they're extremely important, but there's times when they're a little overblown because of success. Like Tom Brady, his first three Super Bowls, the defense won. So, but he's the greatest because he has 6 rings now. That kind of thing. Most accomplished to me. I don't think he's the greatest quarterback ever. Damn great quarterback, but I don't think he's the greatest ever. But I don't disagree with the list too much. I wouldn't put Phillip Rivers up there, and Mahomes and Goff I would kind of hold off on just because they're so young. But if they have another great year, definitely put them there. But the other ones I agree with, definitely Russell. I love Russell Wilson, man. I'd take him in a heartbeat.
Right.
And obviously Rodgers and Brady, they're up there as well.
I mean, I'm taking off Andrew Luck, Jeff. I just Jeff, they love him, man. They treat him like he's Brett Favre, like he can't do no wrong. And I get it. He's an intelligent guy. Went to Stanford. He's smart. He says all the right things. But Jeff, he hasn't done it. He's been injured. He's just he's comeback player of the year, yes, but like perfect example, he's injured again in camp. Like,
right.
If it was up to me, because all these guys on here have won Super Bowls except for those two, Phillip Rivers and Andrew Luck. If you want my opinion,
and Mahomes.
And Mahomes, but he's young. He's young, right? He's young,
yeah.
Right? If it's up to me, I'm taking off Andrew Luck and Phillip Rivers. I'm putting on Jared Goff and call me a homer, but I'm putting Eli on there. And the reason why I'm putting Eli is because he's first ballot Hall of Famer. 2 Super Bowls, you can't. I mean, a lot of these guys only have 1. It's hard to win 2. He's got the numbers.
One.
right. He's got the numbers, and he's not a second ballot Hall of Famer. He's definitely a first ballot. So if you're looking at top tier guys, you got to throw him on here. You got to.
I think they're going by like last year. I think that's what the premise of it was, like based off last year where you ranked. So that's probably why they don't have him. A lot of people all over the board with Eli. From like first ballot Hall of Fame, all that stuff. Like I've heard all types, all over the board with him. Just because like his lack of playoff success outside of the 2 rings, all types of stuff.
I'll tell you this much:
he's gonna get in. He's the man who's going to matter.
I'll tell you this much: Phillip Rivers has had better teams throughout his career than Eli, and he has not won once.
He's done nothing. That's what I said.
And he has not won once. If you give Eli those teams that Phillip Rivers has, Eli has at least 3 rings. Easily.
Yeah. He performs in big games, man. Phillip Rivers has always been, they like him and they kind of rank, they give him passes all the time. He's been in the league as long as, they got drafted in the same class as long as Ben and Eli, they got 4 rings together. He doesn't even have a Super Bowl appearance, period. So, and Ben lost one. So they've been to 5 Super Bowls. He's been to 0. And he probably won the AFC Championship game, if I'm not mistaken. 1, I believe. If that. I don't even know if he made. I think he made 1.
Right.
Whatever, he made it to the Super Bowl. So I could definitely drive him. I mean, I guess, again, like I said, I think they're going by last year, kind of the culmination of their career, plus last year.
Right.
But, they had, the list is pretty cool. Y'all definitely check it out. Makes for good discussion points. That kind of thing. We had one, I just remembered this, brother. This is on me. We did have one. Somebody actually sent us a question in.
Okay.
But We'll hit it up next time. Talk about Marbury's a Hall of Famer. Your brother actually sent it in. But we'll touch on that. That just made me remember that, man. I'm sorry about that. Sorry to you, brother. We'll get on that next show for sure. So.
Hey, man. Hey, good show, my man.
Definitely, man. Good to be back. We will be here, more consistent. It's football season now, so we're going to be coming every week, like we're going to. So we'll get that done for sure.
All right, people. Thank you for joining us. We will be back better than ever. Jeff, enjoy yourself out there, man. Don't get sunburn or nothing like that. Get this suntan lotion on.
Absolutely.
And enjoy
You
yourself.
too, man. Don't run yourself around with your kids running, and they're keeping you busy. So keep it together.
All right, my man. So enjoy yourself. Thank you, people. I'm gonna holler at you, Jeff.
You too, bro.
All right, my man.